here about dynamic lines. I'm going to establish a horizon line and a vanishing point. I like to use a thumbtack to put a hole at my vanishing point. What that does is it's going to allow me to erase over my vanishing point without losing it, and it's not obtrusive, it's very small. Okay, so what is a dynamic? Well, a dynamic is a line that changes. When we're talking about drawing stuff that's going back in space, what we want to do is take a line and start to modulate even just a line. So there's a difference between a line that's perfectly even and a line that has some dynamic applied. The dynamic line is changing, or is being developed so that it's getting darker and thicker as it comes forward in space to show if something is closer or farther, using some orthogonals here. Orthogonals are these diagonal lines that are receding to my vanishing point. All sets of lines that are not receding either need to be parallel or perpendicular to the tile. What I want to do is apply my dynamics to the front and also to the corners, so that my lines have a kind of thick, thin, or pulsing aspect. Also, maybe you might even think about it as lost and found. So it's more important to be clear and focused at the corners. And so this dynamic allows you to put a little bit of extra material in that place where sometimes there's a gap, or where you need to bring lines together, especially at corners and intersections, or maybe in places where there's an overlapping form. Are that they're getting darker as they come towards us. And another point here is that artists can learn to draw dynamically as they work. So I can automatically embed a little bit of darkness at a corner from drawing by hand. And what's changing is my pressure, speed, and weight of my application. So as you want, whatever one, and you can kind of erase some of the long sections of line that seem like they're too thick, or they're not right. So you can use your eraser to also put dynamics in by lifting and letting lines that you're drawing change or pulse. So the basic rule says lines that are close to you going to be darker and thicker, and as they go out into space towards that vanishing point, they're getting lighter and thinner. Add a little extra weight, a little extra dynamic just at the corners. Corners need a little extra dynamic to help sometimes objects stay together.